Yeah. What up? Live streaming. Motherfuckers know what it is, man. My nigga, knowledge, you can come jump on this joint whenever you ready, my nigga. But what's up with y'all, though, man? I said if you want to jump in on this motherfucking live stream, you can put your input on whenever you ready. On a live stream, I'm doing a YouTube live stream. You hear me that time? Huh? Did you hear what I said that time? Yeah. We ain't even go that hard last night. This nigga's a fucking amateur, man. Yeah, he's a lightweight, man. But as y'all see, man, good motherfucking morning. Early. At it early. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been trying to get my YouTube subscribers up, man, so I can get my custom URL. So when I send y'all the link to my channel, it's gonna say some shit like YouTube/A Real Talk. You feel me? You gotta get up to a certain amount of subscribers before you do that shit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? So, you know, as usual, this is how we're gonna start this live stream off. You know what I'm saying? We on A Real Talk podcast. You know what I'm talking about? For all my weed smokers out there, y'all blow. Every time I do a live stream, this is how we gonna do it. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna roll up, we're gonna have a discussion, we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And people been getting at me though, and I like this too, because people been hitting me up. You know what I mean? I'm about to get my PayPal and all that joint set up. So people who want to donate, y'all can donate to the situation, man. I ain't turning down nothing but my collar, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, though, man, we're gonna get into it, man, because this is something that I know a lot of people be having questions about, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed that some of my peoples was talking about it on Fuckbook earlier this morning too. So I figured, fuck it, we might as well have a discussion about it, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, what the fuck? Okay. Now, I'm saying, like I say to all my peoples, I ain't trying to shit on y'all or make y'all feel bad or nothing. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about the stuff I be talking about, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff people just don't be knowing, and it's good that they ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole thing. I'm not even going to get into the details of the situation. I'm gonna just speak in general about this shit right here, man. When it comes to getting a house, getting a mortgage, all right? I want, and I'm not saying this to discourage nobody or just, like I said, or to shit nobody who has a home or owns a home, or you know what I'm saying, you got a mortgage, you know what I'm saying? Well, understand when you sign a mortgage, you are signing a literal definition of the word, a death, a death deal, or a death contract. Keyword is mort or mortar, or you know the French word for death, morari or some shit like that, right? So when you break these words down, you know what I'm saying? When you break them down to what they really mean, you can kind of get a better understanding of the situation you're in when it comes to certain words and shit. And when you sign a mortgage, that is literally what you are signing. You are signing a contract to the death, right? And making a promise to pay on a loan that never even fucking existed, man. How many of y'all know about that? And I'm not saying like I said, I'm not shitting on people. I'm just saying people don't know. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask me, I'm just saying ain't nothing wrong with getting some property and investing in it and trying to sell it and flip it. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is And what a lot of y'all who are in the real estate market, especially residential real estate, what y'all starting to see is that they're changing up the zoning laws. They're changing up the ordinance laws. Y'all notice that they talking about new Green Deal legislation. You notice they talking about putting smart meters on the water, smart water meters as well. You know, if y'all are residential homeowners or if y'all are property owners in the residential real estate market, what y'all seeing is that y'all have to upgrade y'all's properties so that they are green or capable for to be put onto the smart grid. And this is where a lot of y'all gonna be getting taken up top at while y'all sit here clowning people who pay rent, right? And people who pay rent like myself, our shit is going to get exponentially higher too. But for people who took out these loans on these homes, these old ass houses, right? The best houses you could get, you know what I'm saying? But they're not sustainable. Y'all better do your research on that shit. Your house right now that you just went to and got an FHA loan for, it's not sustainable. That's why they're giving them out to everybody. They're trying to put everybody in the poorhouse. Y'all know what the FHA is, what it is administered to, who runs it, who's it funded, who's it is funded by. You know what I mean? So when I say stuff about stuff like that, like I said, I'm not trying to shit on nobody or clown nobody because they got a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is people need to, or it would behoove people if they inform themselves, right, on what the fuck they getting into, right? Now, I say that it's an intentional, fuck, I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna say it's an intentional campaign to put poor people even deeper in debt. They giving all y'all people, they doing the same thing they did back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when they was motherfucking handing out all these loans to you motherfuckers. Y'all was getting up all them piece of shit ass houses, foreclosing on them and shit. Look what happened in 2008. Buying them expensive ass houses, people living beyond their means because they thinking the economy was great and shit. And look what the fuck happened. And that's what they doing again with this shit. Y'all motherfuckers better realize what's going on with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get to the banks, right? Now, I don't give a fuck how knowledgeable you are on subprime loans, derivatives, and all of that shit. Because I am too. Because so that's irrelevant. We can knock that out the way, right? The whole structure, the whole system is built off of the illusion of money. I'm about to walk y'all through something real quick. You know what I mean? Now walk with me. You hear me? When you go to the bank to get a loan, right? All of us, most of us, we poor as shit, right? We go to the bank to get a loan because we want to get a house. Now, based on your credit score, whatever the fuck that is, all right, you already know, Susie, you already know. So based on whatever your credit score is, right, that's going to determine what type of loan you're going to be able to get, right? Now, when you get the loan, or if you get approved for a loan, the bank don't go and print up or go to the mint and press out 50,000 worth of gold and put it in your account. They type it on the screen. Press enter. Now it's in your account. They created the money out of fucking fresh air, right? Charge you interest for it. And if for somehow you're not able to pay for it, or God forbid, the unfortunate thing happened like the economy crashes like it did in 2008, you're fucked. Now you owe money on a house that you never really owned and the money never existed. I believe the correct term is called usury. And if you watching, Susie, usury is the reason your boy Jesus went to the temple flipping the tables over. Right? Ain't that the reason? Ain't that the reason? Ain't that the reason why Jesus went through the temple and flipping over tables and shit? Yeah, man. So until y'all understand how the financial system works, which a lot of people don't, niggas gonna still keep getting mortgages and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna still be getting mortgages, still taking out these loans for money that never exists on houses that you will never own. Now, this is why I say this is the folly of the housing industry. And we is being intentionally put in the poorhouse so we can have our properties taken from us and they can use them for whatever they want. Now, with this new smart grid system they bringing in, with these new green deals, these climate action and resilient plans y'all hear me talking about, most of y'all ain't going to be able to afford the upgrades you're going to have to get so your house is sustainable and able to be uploaded to the smart grid. This is what Deborah Tavares be talking about on stopthecrime.net. And if you pay attention to her and see what they're doing in California, as is everywhere else, you'll see what the fuck motherfuckers talking about. They're raising the price on natural gas, our water, and our electric. We are being phased off of natural gas, fossil fuels. We're about to be forced on this smart grid that they setting up that plan to be ran by 5G, right? That's going to be powered by 5G, the fifth generation telecommunications, right? Which is military grade telecommunication technology, which lets you know it's a weapon. So, like I say, y'all can stand denial if y'all want to, man. So the whole banking system is a fraud. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers like the Rothschilds, who are one of the families that run and control the shit. Matter of fact, their family is one of the founding families that invented or took it, or not, I ain't gonna say invented, but they promulgated, they advocated usury. Right? Y'all look up, how many of y'all know what usury is? Heard the term usury. You know, usury is charging people interest basically for a loan. You know what I'm saying? On resources that never existed. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all gotta understand that, man. I think once people get an understanding of how this financial system really operates. But you want to know something though, and I noticed this amongst people too. People do know how the system operates subconsciously, but like Agent Smith said in the Matrix, or like Neo said in the Matrix, man, so many people were so inert, so hooked to the system that they'll fight to defend this motherfucker, man. Niggas gonna fight for their slavery. You hear me? They're gonna fight to keep their slavery popping. Like I said, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't be saying the stuff I be saying to try to shit on nobody, to try to hurt nobody's feelings or make nobody upset, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't do it to like try to cause no feelings in nobody, or you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, get a rise out of no motherfucker. But you know, we living in times now where all that other shit is over with. You motherfuckers need to be smacked upside y'all's heads, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? You can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe, man. All I'm saying is, if you gonna challenge me on anything I say, go check what I'm saying out. Then get back with me. Like I tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? Then get back with me and check the authenticity of the information you getting from me. And see if it check out. And then you decide what you make of that shit, right? Ain't that how it's supposed to go? You feel me? Yeah, I mean, they can be upset at us or me. So I don't care. You feel me? I don't give a damn about how anybody feels. And when I say that, I'm saying that with all the love and concern in my heart. You know, we beyond the stage of caring about how motherfuckers feel. Because how you feel is irrelevant to what the fuck is actually going on. You know what I'm saying? All you motherfuckers out there who y'all took out these FHA loans to get houses and shit is a scheme to get poor people even more in debt. Because I'm telling you right now, I be trying to explain this shit to my sister. I try to explain this to my friends who are homeowners, right? Why you think even ever more difficult to sell your property. You're not going to get the value of it nowadays anyway, not the full value of it. And the way this motherfucking economy is going, which is going to crash any fucking given day now, and this next crash that's coming, I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all thought motherfucking 2008 was bad? This next one is going to fucking destroy us, man. This next crash that they got going on this planet to destroy completely, totally get rid of the middle classes. And all y'all poor people, because you're poor, I don't care how much money you think you make, how good you think your credit, how good they tell you your credit score is, you're a slave and you're poor. You know what I'm saying? There's very few of us that own shit. You know what I'm saying? Even your motherfucking home that you think you own, if you have the actual house, the structure paid for. You don't own the land, especially in the city of Columbus. You can pay your house off. You're going to be living in that house for 30 years. You don't own the land. You own the structure. I think people need to do some research on what a deed is and what a mortgage is. Like I said, I'm not saying this to shit on homeowners, to make y'all feel bad or stupid, because you don't know what you don't know. And what you think you know is very, very distorted, very manipulated. You feel me? So with that being said, I don't give a damn how anybody feel about shit I say. At all. And you want to know why? You want to know why I don't give a damn? Because I do my research. And y'all gonna see. The Federal Housing Authority is administered by the State Department in collusion and conjunction with the Department of Defense and Health, Education, and Welfare. Y'all know what HUD is? Y'all see how HUD is kind of like a defunct organization now? I better read up on this shit, man. So light up, man. And that's why it's a nigga like me doing what I'm doing. Like I said, I just want to spread the information, man. I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not. That's not my business if you believe me or not, right? Really don't care if you believe me or not. But I'm telling you right now, Susan, these people is about to see. You got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez bringing in these Green New Deal legislation. You got the climate action and resilient plans being administered by the UN through the local governments in every city on this motherfucking planet. Like I tell people right all the time, Susie, Google your city and put climate action and resilient plan, and you're going to get the UN's plans for your city. And now everybody from Columbus, right? Not even from, well, I'm going to say Columbus because it is. I want y'all to know, if you're from Columbus and you noticing shit going funny in the city, it's a method to the madness. I'll be sharing this information with motherfuckers, and I tell motherfuckers like y'all, who people, especially people who are in the residential housing industry. It don't matter who don't care. We don't post to try to get likes and shit like that. We post for the people who's seeing it needs to see it, right? That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? But all y'all motherfuckers who done got these motherfucking FHA loans from the motherfucking HEW and HUD and the State Department, right? In conjunction and collusion with the Department of Defense. Did y'all know that? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is pushing these new green deals, right? Or these green new deals, which are environmental and health and climate change legislation to where you have to upgrade the infrastructure of your city to meet these climate action and resilient plans. And it's a behavior modification project. That's what it is. It's getting us resilience mean your ability to live with as minimal resources as possible. That's what resilience means to the United Nations, right? Being able to live with as little resources as possible. According to the UN, these motherfuckers is telling us that we have to survive off of 55 gallons of water a day. Y'all do your research on that shit. When it's been already tested from many different groups, environmental groups, that the average person, the average human being between the ages of 16 and 34 needs at least 190 gallons of water to survive on a day-to-day basis. They talking about getting us down to 55 and under. So y'all do your research on that. They're about to start issuing these smart meters for our water. And then they blaming us, trying to say they convincing the kids to blame us and say it's our fault that the environment is fucked up because now it's changing the damn climate. See how they done got rid of global warming and they morphed it into climate change? And all this stuff is having an effect on you motherfuckers who own homes or are in the process of trying to own a home, because they done gave all these FHA loans out to all us poor people, right? Do y'all's history on that. We are the working poor. I don't give a fuck what you think you are, what your income bracket is, how many letters you got behind your name, right? How many you bring in 6 figures. You think you got a 750 credit score. That just shows how much of a good slave you are. And you just got to look at it. I mean, you know, until y'all start looking at it like that, you're going to always think, and this is how they keep us separated, because motherfuckers who live in nice neighborhoods, living in these old stick-built ass, shitty-ass, piece of shit-ass houses that they started building in like the late 90s, early 2000s, they ain't worth shit. They pieces of shit. Them houses is going up like that in California. They spending all that money on them houses out there in Cali, and they going up like that with them fires out there. These cheap ass houses that really ain't worth nothing, and the old house that's really, really worth something, that really has value, they charge you an arm and a leg for them motherfuckers. And according to what your FHA score is, you won't be able to get those type of houses. You will only be able to get what your FHA score allows you to look from. So where's the choice in that? Slavery. You motherfuckers, I've been saying, man, y'all got to look about that though. Your FHA loans is going to be administered according to what your credit score is. See, the FHA was created for this purpose, to make the poor people even poorer and actually put them on the street and put them in a super, super poor house. Because when you get this FHA loan, how much ever money they're going to allot you is going to be based off of what your credit score is, right? Now think about if your credit score is only 600, right? Then you got the SEC, and you got companies, these credit scoring companies like Stickney and Poor's, right? Who's fucking giving out these fraudulent ass ratings, just like they did on all those companies in motherfucking 2008, huh? Freddie Mae, huh? Sally Mae, Freddie Mac, huh? Fucking Citibank, who else? Enron. Y'all want me to keep going? Remember all that shit with Kenneth Lay and Bill Clinton on them? Yeah. Y'all remember that? So now you got this FHA loan through the Federal Housing Act, administered by the Housing and Urban Development, Health, Education and Welfare, State, and the Department of Defense, in collusion with the IRS and the Federal Reserve, right? All this shit is illegal, y'all. It's all a big fucking scam, man. Right? So you get your FHA loan, and you'll get you a house that's worth. They tell you that you can get a house that's worth $90,000, right? They approve you to get a mortgage, a death contract, on a house that's valued at or give you a $90,000 loan. Now you don't have to use that full $90,000. But see, they know that most people will, because if you get a loan for $90,000, you're going to go look for a $90,000 house, or maybe even a more expensive thousand house, right? And they take you to the classes for you motherfucking first time home buyers, right? They put you through them classes, which is an indoctrination, basically an indoctrination program, so they can show you how they're gonna break the loan down and how you're gonna set up your payments and what your interest rates are, and you feel me? See, what they're not telling y'all is about these climate action and resilient plans and these new green deals and this smart grid that's coming in. That's what they're not talking to y'all about. They're not telling, when you go get this FHA loan, I guarantee you, your motherfucking realtor or whatever, whoever you going through at the bank, they ain't talking about the climate action and resilient plans. They're not telling you about the new zoning and the new ordinance laws, right? They're not telling you about the UN Agenda 2030. They're not telling you about how the banks is about to consolidate even more on these subprime loans. You think because you get a 30-year fixed interest rate at 6%, right? Now think about this. For 30 years, you're going to pay 6% every month, right? On a loan of, let's say $75,000. Let's say, no, we're going to go low ball. We're going to say a loan of 50K, right? We're going to break out the calculator on this one because this is what we're going to have to do. You know what I'm saying? This is how we got to break shit down. You get a loan for 50,000, right? You get a loan for 50K, right? Now you agree to pay a mortgage, a death pledge, a death contract, right? To pay 6% interest on that 50K for the next 30 years, right? First things first, what is 6% of 50K, right? That's $3,000 a month, right? Now, they stretch this out. This is how they track motherfuckers too, man. Matter of fact, we're going to take it up a little bit more. Say you get a loan for 75,000, right? And you get a fixed rate at 0.6% for 30 years, right? Now 6% of 75K is 4,500, right? Now, how many motherfuckers can afford that? Making the money that we get paid to work at these damn jobs. Think about that. Think about that. Think about if you got $50,000 house and you got to pay a 6% mortgage rate on that, interest rate on that. That's $3,000 on top of the 550K that you already got, right? Now, mind you, this money came from out of nowhere. Ain't nobody printing nothing up. Nobody went in minute no gold or no precious minerals or stones that were equal the value of this loan. Somebody just typed and send your account now, right? So every year that you got your house for 50K, right? You got it for what? With a 15 or 30-year loan, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's every year you got to pay that shit. You know what I mean? Then you got to figure out how do you get your mortgage payment. You know what I'm saying? It's all a big scam, y'all. I think people really need to. I think people need to inform themselves on this motherfucking banking industry and how this shit is set up and what the purpose of this shit is. Because it ain't what y'all think it is. Hold on real quick. All right, you got to understand this. All right. The longer your term, the lower your monthly payment. That's why they influence y'all. That's why they try to get y'all to get them 30-year loans and tricking y'all because they thinking like, well, you know what I'm saying, 30-year mortgage is the most popular. And they stretch it out because it breaks the payments down. You feel me? Now think about it. Think about it, though. All right. You get a motherfucking mortgage for 50,000, right? That divided by 30 equals $1,666. You know what I'm saying? Right? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, man. And like I said, it ain't no better for the renters either. Because according to what you can afford is going to determine where you can live, right? And they try to convince people that getting a mortgage is somehow the better thing to do, when in all actuality, a mortgage is going to be designed to get you in a poor house quicker. Because a lot of you motherfuckers who get these loans, y'all cannot afford the house that you got a loan for. God forbid you get laid off of your job or get sick or something happen to the kids or whatever. Think about that, y'all. Think about if your motherfucking had your job, you was off of work for 30 days. Y'all motherfuckers think about that. We working 2 and 3 jobs just to pay a mortgage, a death contract, because you have to basically work yourself to death to pay for it, and to spend a nice chunk of your life doing that. Right? Think about that shit, man. And then think about this too. The banks, when you're not able to pay the interest or keep the payments up on the loan they gave you, mind you, the money that they create out of thin air, that they charging you interest for, when you're not able to pay that, what do? They take your house from you. Now you in debt. Now you got to file bankruptcy. Right? Think about that, y'all, man. I just be wanting to put that in perspective for people, man. Just think about that. Y'all out there getting them FHA loans. Poor people buying stuff y'all can't afford. Letting these people trick y'all into thinking it's a better financial thing to do. Not telling y'all that this fucking system is about to crash before you know it. They don't even know when. They can't even predict it any given day now. Not telling y'all about the UN Agenda 2030. Not telling y'all about the climate action and resilient plans. Not telling y'all about these new ordinance and zoning laws being administered by the UN through the community action and resilient plans. That's what the banks ain't telling y'all. They're not telling y'all about the smart grid that they setting up. They're not telling y'all that they're about to phase us off of natural gas and fossil fuels, which don't come from dead dinosaurs, man. God damn it. They're not telling y'all about primary water, which is why they're about to raise our fucking water, treated water, prices up. And they throwing the electric or the wireless smart meters on the water meters as well. So not only, see, the whole plan with this stuff is they're going to be able to regulate how much water and electricity we have access to based off of how we act in society. And most people is just so naive and got their heads up their identical ass that they don't see this. And they keep tricking y'all into getting these loans to buy these prices, these houses, and get these businesses that they know is going to fail. That's called usury, and charge you interest for it. That's usury. So how y'all going to afford? And then people who been in real estate for a minute, people who actually have success in real estate, they might own a couple properties, some rental properties. They may even started a residential real estate company where they have amassed lots of properties. What y'all seeing is, especially if you own like apartment complexes and stuff, if you one of them type of companies that own, you know, what they own, the big ones, right? What y'all seeing is they are upgrading the infrastructure of the housing industry. They're making it smart, strategic, military, armaments, and residential technologies. The smart grid, it's a weapon system, y'all. Not only are they going to monitor our energy input, output, they're going to monitor our movements, our thoughts, because everything's going to be watching and listening. Your refrigerator, your stove, your phone, your computer, your TV, your toys, your dishwasher, your microwave, your coffee maker, your toaster. Everything's going to be listening and talking and communicating with each other in this artificial intelligence mainframe that's going to be running this shit. The bank's not telling y'all about that. We're about to notice our electric bills are going to get increasingly higher to the point to where people ain't going to be able to afford them. We can't afford them now. They're about to increase the amount of the water bill, intentionally putting us in the poorhouse. We can't afford this shit. And the city council motherfuckers is the motherfuckers who do it. Am I blaming them? No, because they probably don't know. Majority of them don't. Maybe some of them do. I doubt it. Right? And that's not insulting nobody's intelligence, but that is an indictment on the perspective that has been manipulated upon people to where they think they're doing the right thing, but they really is helping this system come in and they don't even know it because it's so compartmentalized. They just know their part that they got to play in their, they just know their contribution. They don't know how it fit in this grand scheme of things, right? So they got everybody getting these loans, going to get these houses. All y'all people who is in the residential real estate industry who have had some success, what are y'all starting to notice? And be honest, what y'all starting to see? How the laws is changing up, how y'all about to start upgrading y'all's appliances. Y'all about to have to start upgrading the way, you know what I'm saying, when y'all properties and then y'all maintenance and y'all got to make sure they're up to code. They have to be sustainable. Y'all seeing that word a lot, sustainable. Remember when they start putting them fucking energy saver windows in, catching people's houses on fire and shit, filling them with argon gas, turning them motherfuckers into straight magnifying directed energy beam weapons, basically catching their neighbor houses on fire and shit. Now let me put something else in perspective for y'all. What happened to Dominion Homes? Huh? What happened to Trueberry Homes? What happened to all these big companies that was building all these houses, putting these communities up everywhere for the past 15, 20 years since like the mid 90s to like the late 2000s. Huh? The late 2000s going into the 2010s and shit. I remember when they had that big housing craze that was going on. All these houses they're gonna build, these piece of shit ass, worthless ass houses that you can go to fucking Home Depot and Builder Square, Lowe's to buy. See how they industrialize the retail or the residential housing industry by these big huge companies, shitty ass fucking houses that ain't worth shit, charging us an arm and a leg for them. Just to have what happened in 2008. I remember when I was in high school, it was a big craze going on. I got out of high school around 2000. Everybody was getting these loans and everybody was, I'm gonna flip a house, I'm gonna flip a house, I'm gonna flip a house. The same shit is going on now, right? Now, when I say this, I'm not saying that people's not gonna have some success, because some people have to have some success in order to keep the illusion up like this shit works. But see, what they not telling them, even the motherfuckers who got money and having success, what they not telling them is that this smart grid is coming in. Watch what I'm saying. So that's why I say the stuff I say. I'm not trying to ridicule nobody. I'm not trying to clown nobody, make nobody feel bad. Just trying to bring something to awareness. You know what I mean? Think about this, man. Because when you have an understanding of this shit, you can make a better decision. And then, you know, you can see how we being manipulated. God damn it. I mean, the literal term is death contract, death deal, death pledge. Like literally. Yeah, I mean, and I know people might hear that and be like, oh, so what? But you know, you gotta understand what that means. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of y'all ain't gonna be able to afford these upgrades y'all gonna have to do to y'all's houses when this smart grid comes in. This is why I keep going in on this shit. This is why I keep talking about this shit. This is why YouTube is trying to shut niggas down talking about this type of shit. Right? But I'm not nobody. YouTube ain't paying attention to me yet. You hear me? A small fry. And it ain't me. Nothing to me. It's the information. You got a lot of niggas on this motherfucking YouTube who trying to be superstars. And I'm not knocking that, because you do what you do. You got the right and the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do. But understand that YouTube is a part of the machine. Google is a part of the machine. Alphabet, that's the big boys. And they know y'all, a lot of y'all don't know who they are, but they know a lot of y'all's finding out. And that's why they doing on with their platform, what they're doing, censoring shit, shadow banning shit, deleting motherfuckers. This is the non-persons from Orwell's 1984. This is the memory hole. So, you know, I just wanted to go in, you know, since I say probably my first time live streaming on this YouTube joint, you feel me? Trying to get the subscribers up so I can name my motherfucking URL. Hey, real talk. Come fuck with me, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta get too controversial right now. You gotta box cleverly on these motherfuckers. You feel me? And I'll tell you right now, the goal is not to try to monetize your shit on YouTube, because depending on what your content is, you may not be able to get monetized. It's just not going to be a chance for you to get monetized. I'm not looking to get monetized. I'm looking to use YouTube what I could use YouTube for. Until they tell me I can't. So I want everybody who fuck with me on social engineering, and we're gonna change the word up, y'all. This is I'm gonna get this shit made up in here. I'm about to change this shit up, man. About to get the t-shirts made and everything, man. We ain't gonna be calling this social media no more, man. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't calling this social media no more. You know what I'm saying? This shit here is social engineering society to operate and perform in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be up for us to have the courage stand up against this shit when this shit start coming in. Cause it's coming in right now. Y'all motherfuckers can keep y'all heads in y'all's ass. Y'all can be scary. Y'all can be censoring yourselves, doing the political correct shit all y'all want. And the more y'all do that, the more you're going to find that it's going to be less and less motherfuckers that's going to have your motherfucking back. Because today's victim is going to come be tomorrow's oppressor. You feel me? Y'all motherfuckers don't see that shit. It's going to be up to us to save freedom of speech, y'all. These motherfuckers ain't going to do it. They trying to get rid of it, and they getting us to do it. That's the worst part about it. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't get that? Y'all don't see that? Yeah, man. So we, you know what I'm saying? Starting off the end of the year, or should I say finishing off the end of the year, you know, a lot of shit happened this year, man. A lot of shit with the housing industry happened this year, too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all, if y'all didn't know, Columbus is a C40 city. Google that. C40 city. Columbus is set to be one of the first smart cities in fucking America, man. Columbus, Ohio. Google is about to build a $600 million research and development facility in New Albany. Y'all know about that? Who know about that? All the major tech companies have corporate offices in Ohio, specifically Central Ohio. Google, about to be, Amazon, Facebook. L Brands, all in the same area. We're going to be getting into that on A Real Talk, man. We're going to be getting into it on A Real Talk TV, man. We're going to be getting into this, y'all. For as long as these motherfuckers going to allow us to, because I'm telling you, y'all see what they doing to niggas on the internet, man. So it's time for motherfuckers to get their heads out their ass. Start it for yourselves. And for all of us to be coming together, man. Start breaking away from these identities that got us to, for us to further splinter our minds up into and our senses ourselves up into being tricked into hating each other and shit. We need to be coming together now more than ever. We need to come together now more than ever. Nah, you good, bro? You need some water or something, my nigga? All right, you want to bring you some more or something, my nigga? You good? I'm gonna go grab this nigga water, man. Grab this nigga H2O B. We do a hood style B. We drink water and reuse it. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all spread the word, man. Spread the word, man. Trying to get up to 100. As soon as I get up to 100, I'll be able to have my own shit. So when I put it on social engineering on fuckbook, Instagram, you feel me? Y'all can go straight to my YouTube channel and check my shit out. About to be doing the live streaming. About to be having the interviews popping. You know what I'm saying? Having the live stream of the podcast going on. It's about to be going down, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all spread the word, man. Just, you know, share the link. Tell motherfuckers to click the link and motherfucking subscribe to the channel. Share. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, and share, man. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to be hitting niggas off, man. The LSS. gotta be able to take advantage of this shit before they fully take it away from us. Y'all try to turn it into what they really meant it for, is surveillance, is watching us and making sure we're doing what the fuck we supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And my question to people out there, the homeowners that may or be watching or listening, right? How many of y'all know about the climate action and resilient plans? Or UN Agenda 2030? See, another thing about this stuff is people think this stuff not real until they start doing the research into it. But you motherfuckers who own properties, I know y'all see what's going on. And to deny it is to play with insanity. You know, co-op, y'all. And who I'll be saying, this is how they breaking us up in society, because people who y'all got a house or two that y'all may own, you got a meal or two in the bank, in your bank account, you got a couple houses, a couple cars, you feel me? Kids is good, you think you living good, they're coming for your shit too. Nobody's exempt. And all you rich motherfuckers out there who think these people don't know where y'all's bunkers and shit is at, you better think again. Now, I'm not telling you not to build no bunker if you got the bread to do it. I'm just saying, don't think these motherfuckers don't know where you at. Because unless you live completely off the grid, your purchases, all this equipment and stuff, you got to purchase to build a bunker on your property, right? That's not really foolish now, right? Or should I say not foolish, but don't be naive. That's why we got to start linking up, coming together and coordinating, right? Because they're about to invade our houses, y'all. They're about to make our houses into smart houses. So y'all think the Flintstones, y'all think the Jetsons, and y'all think that shit is cool, right? That shit looks cool, right? It looks cool. It looks, it's so convenient. It's like future. Not designed for you to control your house, man. It's like the other way around. Your house is more like where they monitor you the most. Think about this with the smart meters, the smart water meters, right? The smart grid system, which is a surveillance / weapon kill system too. Because also in your house, if you ain't doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing, that can transmit a frequency near to fuck your ass up, to put you in a state of comatose. People don't even think about stuff like that, do you? I wonder if people even think about stuff like that. I think people is just so programming naive that they don't even think about shit like that. That's why y'all hear me say all the time, and they getting us they desensitizing us to this system through the technology. You know what I'm saying? People are enamored with the technology. They are infatuated with the tech. They love it. They get a sense of themselves from the tech. They think they are the technology. They want to be the technology. And they getting you motherfuckers to do is about to be all type of crazy shit. They're about to be doing body enhancements, biological modification, and augmentation. You hear me? See how we start from talking about the FHA and we get to this, because this is where it all comes to. And it's going to start in the houses. They're going to make all our appliances have to be Energy Star rated, which means electric. And they also have to be able to be synced and linked to the smart grid, which means they're going to have Wi-Fi computer chips in them, emitting these frequencies, and GPS for location. And they're going to be equipped with video and audio. It's going to know, this system wants to know every aspect of our life, and it's going to have to get into our houses to do that, because this is where we are most of the time when we're not serving the system. And you see how monitored we is getting in all of our society. Think about what they're going with this shit with the housing. They changing the zoning laws and the ordinance laws. They phasing us out of natural gas and fossil fuels. We're about to be straight electric. Notice how they don't even make gas appliances anymore. Y'all pay attention. How hard you can't go and get you a brand new gas stove right now. You'd be hard pressed to find one. If you, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not out there. You can't get one. I'm just saying you go to Lowe's right now, they might have one or two. You know, you can get a gas grill, and they got smart grills at Lowe's. I just saw. You know, the system is going to be designed to monitor every aspect of our life. Like I said, our energy input and output. When you make your coffee, what type of coffee you make, how much do you make, how long do you leave it sitting there, right? What's the temperature of your refrigerator? How much food is in your refrigerator? What is in your refrigerator, right? Think about this shit, y'all, man. All this stuff, listening and watching to you at all times, listening to you, watching you, and surveilling you, recording you at all times. Your computer, your phone, toast, refrigerator, the lamps, even the new light bulbs. You see how they facing us out of income. This is a part of the housing industry as well. See how they phasing us out of incandescent light bulbs and they switching us to these swirly smart light bulbs that have 5G transmitters in them. Don't you know if one of them break in your house, you're gonna have to call poison control because it have mercury in that motherfucker, and you're gonna have to damn near evacuate your goddamn house? See how hard pressed it is to find the incandescent light bulbs nowadays? Pay attention, y'all, man. The smart grid is coming, and they're going to invade it first through the housing industry because they have to get control of what we doing. They have to know our energy input and output. They got to know what we eat and what we drink and how much of it is, how much every person in our house is. Think about this, y'all. This is why they're changing up the housing laws, man. They phasing us to straight electric. It's going to be very expensive for a lot of y'all people who got these loans to upgrade y'all's houses to the smart grid. Y'all are not going to be able to afford the shit. I'm talking about certain shingles on your roof. You got to get certain type of paint inside and siding in your house. If your fucking wire system is, if it's too hardened, do y'all understand what it means to have a hardened electric grid system? Our electric grid system has not been hardened in over 60 years. It is horrible. That's why they're facing us to these electric wireless meters who don't have no surge protection in them. It's a weapon system because when you don't have no surge protection, that can cause a fire because surge protection happens all the time, right? So y'all have to do your research, do your homeowners, man. Understand what the fuck is going on and why a nigga like me say the stuff I do about getting a house and stuff like that. Because I don't think y'all get a house. Y'all don't understand where the shit is going. I'm telling y'all right now, all y'all young girls, y'all young women between the ages of 26 and maybe like 36, who wish you didn't got these FHA loans, y'all done went to them classes and got indoctrinated. They ain't tell y'all nothing about the community action resilient plans. They ain't tell y'all nothing about UN Agenda 2030. They ain't tell y'all nothing about the smart grid. Y'all got these loans on these houses that y'all already can't afford. You can't pay for it. It's not yours. You don't own it, right? You just paying extravagant rent with the fucking dream of maybe owning this one day. If you don't die first paying for it. Death pledge. Mortgage. Death pledge. Motherfuckers. So you gotta start getting hard with you niggas on this shit because this shit's getting real. Now listen, y'all ain't gonna be able to afford to upgrade your houses. You already can't afford the house you paying in, staying in now. You can't afford your car that you paying on. You can't afford your phone that you talk on every day. And I'm not saying it. Me too. I'm not sitting here saying like I'm better than anybody. I live in a fucking duplex, man. $625 a month. Like, I'm a slave. I'm just saying we gotta wake up and see what the fuck is going on. Because if we don't say nothing, do nothing now, y'all do not understand where this shit is heading. And they invading our houses right now. They're upgrading the residential infrastructure to the smart grid. Look at what they doing downtown, every city, building these stack 'em, pack 'em, high-rise, multi-living units. Very small, very expensive. Who can afford to live down there? Look at what they doing to the urban areas or whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? They about to upgrade this to the smart grid as well. They talking about putting these 5G transmitter boxes every 300 yards in residential areas. Do y'all understand how crazy it's going to be? Y'all think people is sick and fucked up doing crazy shit now? Wait till that shit come into our neighborhoods. These little transmitter boxes every 300 yards on the light posts, pumping 5G frequencies 24/7. And y'all's not going to be able to afford to upgrade to this shit, man. All y'all people who got these FHA loans, all y'all current residential property owners, real estate owners, the more property you own, the more capital you're going to have to upgrade your your portfolio up to the smart grid. Y'all not going to be able to afford it. Do y'all even know about it? Are y'all aware of it? I'm pretty sure some of y'all is feeling it depending on where you live. And I know what's going on in Ohio because Ohio is set, especially Columbus. Columbus is set to be a C40 city, which means one of the first cities to be upgraded and put on the smart grid. They setting it up right now. Why do you think all the construction on the freeways is going on? Y'all paying attention to that? Ain't no conspiracy thing. This is facts if you just pay attention to this shit. A lot of y'all in y'all city are not aware of the climate action and resilient plans. Y'all don't even know what they are. I know because I ask people when they don't know. Even people that are on the fucking city council. They know that they don't know that they don't know. They don't understand what it is they passing. Or maybe they do. Who knows? I'm just saying, 2015 in Columbus is when the Columbus climate action and resilient plans were made policy. All you got to do is do some research on who was on the Columbus City Council in 2015, who administered that legislation then. And we are currently operating under it now in your city too, if you ain't from Columbus, right? And if you do some research on that, look where everybody who was on city council in 2015, look where they is now. I don't even want to say the person's name that I don't even want to do it because I would hate to think that, but I don't know. You feel me? Love to get her on the podcast if she would be willing, which I very seriously doubt, to come on and talk about it with me. But I'm gonna definitely shoot my shot though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man. How many? I ask people about them all the time. People I interact with on social engineering, Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. I post about ask what y'all know what climate action resilient plans is? You heard about that? UN Agenda 20. People starting to hear about it now. People starting to hear about UN Agenda 2030, but a lot of y'all don't know about these climate action and resilient plans, though. It's kind of like, it's happening already. You know what I mean? That's what you just gotta be made aware of it. So when more aware with it, when this shit happens, then we can start figuring out how we're going to defend ourselves, protect ourselves, and what we can do to get it to stop. Because these motherfuckers ain't letting up. They ain't letting up on Agenda 2030, boy. It's in full effect. Full effect, baby. Full motherfucking effect. I see what's right. Agenda 2030 is in full effect, man. You know what I'm talking about? Man. So, man, about to be going on the live streams a lot more often, man. But yeah, though, man, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all better do some research on this shit, man. Niggas be getting too scared to talk about it now, man. I ain't gonna, you feel me? And then y'all being convinced to hate each other, you know what I'm saying? You shut up. That's offensive. Offended. Like I'm always say, who gonna speak for you? Who gonna speak for you? And yeah, y'all already done kicked Alex Jones off of here, Minister Fennercon off of here, David Icke off of here, Richie Allen off of here, Max Egan off of here, y'all banning Maria Heller on here, Deborah Tavares on here. You hear me? Y'all even try to ban my nigga Triple OG, Ray McGovern, and motherfucking Jail Salente on this motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? It's fucking crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got to start coming together, y'all. We cannot allow them to get us to divide ourselves up like this, man. You feel me? Y'all already doing it now. So, you know, I'm about to get up off of here and get ready for the day. You know what I'm talking about? And we're going to go. Yeah, I ain't even going to go live on Christmas. I ain't doing this. You know, y'all with y'all families and shit kicking it for the holiday. I ain't going to do that. But we definitely going to start getting into it. And we're going to start bringing fucking truth to power, man. Putting the fire to the asses of the motherfuckers who need to get their shit lit up. You hear me? Real shit, man. You already know y'all want to get at me, man. You can hit me up on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Just type in my name, Virgil Berry. You know what I'm saying? My picture going to show up. Got that raw ass Benny the Butcher fitted on. And go to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? At Berry.Virgil, all lowercase letters, BERY.VIRGIL. You hear me? On Twitter, capital BERRY, the number 2, capital VIRGIL on Twitter. Motherfucking all lowercase letters right here, VBERRY2 at yahoo.com. That's the email. You know what I'm saying? I can get my subscribers jumping. I can get, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? I can get my my URL switched to A Real Talk TV. And I put my links and shit on there. So, you know what I'm talking about? Get this shit popping, man. You know what I'm saying? Try to salvage something before they try to shut this shit completely down. You know what I mean? Y'all be easy, man. I'm about to get up off of here. Enjoy y'all's Christmas Eve. And enjoy y'all's fucking Christmas, man. You know, we past talking about all that shit. It's enough niggas already on here talking about the Christmas and all that bullshit. I'm not saying this bullshit. I'm gonna tell you. But we got enough motherfuckers on here talking about that. We ain't got time to talk. We gotta talk about what's going on right now. Right? So y'all be easy, man. A Real Talk TV on the way, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share, man. Holla back.